guys. Right, so we got something a bit fresh and new. This is me basically showing you just how many things you can have on the go with the assistance of AI. Literally allows you to just keep things fresh. The reason I have multiple projects I work in at the same time stops burnout. I suffered it when I was working professionally. I suffered it tremendously, and what you find ends up disappearing is your enthusiasm for the project. So things tend to go by the wayside, but that's a thing of the past now. Right, so what it is, Project Reset, the reason it's called that is you'll find out later. There is a reason for it, I'm sure you can gather. It's set in, it's set in a distant future. And it's a world reset. Literally, the planet has reset itself. That's basically what it is. I've decided on that, let's say, scenario for the game, purely so it allows me to show off things that are a bit more advanced. Because if you think about a game like that, so when you're thinking about it, it's going to be a third-person shooter, where our other project is, I mean, it's currently dual. It's currently set like that, but I'm half tempted to change it out, take out, well, I haven't even started coding the shooting mechanics in it. We was going to do it combined, but I feel like keeping that as an RPG would show off a lot of things. And then the second project that we work on is a third-person shooter, like quite fluid. You'll see in a minute, just from the movement, just the style of game, the speed that the game's going to run at. And then I've also got a third one in the pipeline, which I'm just started fleshing a lot of the early stuff out, and that's going to be a multiplayer. So you see, you're gonna see things, and what I've decided to do is, it's a passion project more than anything. I don't know if it'll get released, but it's something I want to work on with a friend of mine who's actually a non-coder. He hasn't got, I say he hasn't got the first idea with coding. He has his strengths. He knows things, but not enough to put it together completely. So what I'm showing him, I'm showing how to put those ideas together, how to use AI, and then me and him are going to collab on that project. And what we're going to create or recreate is, we're very big zombies players, COD zombies, and there's millions of us out there that are just disappointed, so disappointed in recent years. I mean, I remember when Cold War came out and everyone was very disappointed with it, but when you look back, that's one of the better ones in recent years. Now, you know, that's really bad. That's really bad. And don't forget, guys, the Discord is up. Like, there is an idea section, and you know, you can give ideas on any of these projects. The first two say categories for these projects are all there. They're all up there. You know, start jumping on there. It's early days for it, so you know, I know that's the hardest bit, getting people jumping on to start with, but we get there. Right, so now this project, let's do this. Right, so you can see same sort of arena we've got for our testing arena on our previous game. I like this, especially for this style of game, because in the far sections I can work on spawning. That helps us with the AI and everything. But yeah, let me show you a look of what we're going with. So I've still got to do the turning, but that's not a problem. But just look, that is nice and smooth. And then we've also got shoulder swapping. See how that's nice and smooth? The only thing I need to work on is when you're crouching and uncrouching, I want a smooth rise. But as you can see, it's fairly straightforward. I'll show you the code as well. This project is actually taken me to get to this point, I would say 2 days. Oh yeah, and it's also got, why is that delayed? Right, I need to look at that, but that's not a problem. That'll just be time in transitions. This is, yeah, a couple of days, and if we go into things, so there's a character. This is just how I set it up to start with. Just purely because that way, because I haven't got my game mode in there. So you pop the character in the blueprint version, and then what you want to do, click on it. Over here, click General. If you come down here, set auto possess to player 0. Usually it's on disabled, because then that's when your game mode takes control. But if you set it to player 0, that will be the player that's used in the game. And that's why we do this. There you go. Right, so if we come over here, you'll see exactly what I mean. Look at that abundance of classes. Now, you've got random instance. As you know how we set that up, I go with the same routine for most of my projects. I'll show you that one in just a second. Got the base player. Then I think so. All of these other items are connected to the inventory system. As you can see, we've got the base weapon there as well. That's because next time setting up the inventory, then I'm going to move from the inventory into the weapon system, and then we can have some fun in there. And look at all the different things we've gone for. These are bases of every single one of the classes. So what we got there is every one of the item types that are in our game. And what I will show you, let's jump over to the code. So this is our character, and as you can see here. Right, let's go into our base item. I'll show you, we've done some quite cool things in here. So there you go. That's the enum for all of our types, all of our item types. These, look at them as helper variables. They'll be connected to the inventory. So what you're doing, where you're using the base item as that main item in the inventory, everything derives off that. So of course, yeah, it creates a pipeline. Right, where are we? So I've also built this function here, this set item mesh. I'll show you why. It's quite, it was something, you know, that I wanted to use. I learned how to write this, oh god, probably a couple of years ago someone exposed it to me. But what it basically is, so we have all our items. Pretty much all of our items take static meshes. You know, their in-world mesh and so on is a static mesh. But we have one that's a skeletal mesh. That's our weapon. So what it is, if you come to here, this is, there you go. That's the simple function. But and then if we open, there you go, here's our weapon. So that's all pretty simple. I'm currently working on the extra stuff that we need within weapons only. So what you do, you create, in the base, you create all the stuff that every item needs to have. And then of course you derive off that. I've derived off the base item class to, in this instance, to the base weapon. And then of course the base weapon builds out the weapons and so on. But if you come over here, you'll see we're setting all those variables from the base, which is all this up here. But you see this here, this pulls that little function that we created to set the skeletal mesh. But if you go into, let's have a look, Yeah, armor enhancer. I don't know why I opened the header, but there you go. So item mesh, that's the static mesh. So you see where we're going with that. What to do next? I need to forget about the weapons for now. I need to just give each one of them a standard static mesh. We need to give it, where are we? Let me open this. There you go. Let me just quickly create. Yeah, base item, be fine. Yeah, blueprint class. I hate the my on there. I don't know why. Right. So there you go. It shows you them both, but as we derive off of it, it goes in and it will only show us what we set it to show. So there you go. There's that. And then if we go here, that's a look at, that's all those variables. So as we're creating them, I will probably use a data table to handle this, because it just makes it so simple. Once the data table's all set up, it's so simple to create these new items and everything. But I'll show you that a little bit later. There you go. Item descriptions, item type, there's all our types. And then of course if you was to go into the weapon, this would be set to be the weapon. If it's a quest, if it's our base quest item, it's set to be is a quest item. And there you go, quantity and stuff. So you can see where it helps. The value is more when we have our in-game shots. But yeah, that is pretty much where we're at the moment. So I do hope people follow along with the series, like, because it's exciting times, especially with we're now on the 13th of the month, and yesterday OpenAI released their new model, which I had a test with last night. I mean, it's not usable on what I use it for, just purely because it's only gone into preview, but for those out there, I'd suggest you know, play around with it, because it's, from what I understand, it's still in its learning phase. So the more people use it for certain things, the, you know, better the results. So let's push on with that. So yeah, if anyone's got any questions or anything they want to add to this, you know, go right ahead. And what I do want to show though, let me bring this over here. So here you go, here's all my, here you go, I'll show you some of my things. So that was updating that. So if you actually have a look at all of this, here's all the classes, this is us creating everything. There you go. This is how much the AI has moved on. I was able to, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 classes it was able to create all in one prompt, one single prompt. And the bit that I wanted to test out when I asked it to do all 4 at once is the weapon, because the weapon's different. Here you go, I'll show you. If you see here, as I showed you, this is setting it to skeletal mesh, and all the rest of them. And there you go, there's the prompt that I gave it. That's literally it. And then it was able to do it. And then if you have a look where I was showing you with our previous project, with this side of it, the project knowledge, yeah, it's slightly bigger. And with it being early on, you can see how much these get filled up. You know, currently we're sat on 8%, I think, project knowledge. Where are we? I must be going blind. Oh well, yeah, but we're sat on about 8%. So yeah. continue watching, like, subscribe, comment down below in the comments. Like, tongue-tied there. Sign up to Discord. There's also one extra thing I forgot to show you. I will put this in the description as well. So I've decided to create a Trello board. It's completely public, so anyone can have a look at it, show it off to your friends, you know, get them interested. And then you can come in here, and I'm even giving away things, what I'm setting everything to. In the Discord as well, if you want some, I don't know, some videos on using the AI, how I get to where I get to, request it. You know, if you don't request it, I don't know. Animation system, all of that in there as well. So this one here, and what I've set labels to, you can see. So the reason all three of these, they all sort of tie into each other. So that's why they're all current. But it's technically, we've just got done where we was at with the item system. That I don't actually want that current, as we've got all of that. Let's get that saved. There you go. So we're moving into the inventory system now. But yeah, I know I keep saying it, like, subscribe. I'm trying to get that in my head, because otherwise I wouldn't ask a soul to subscribe and then it would do myself a disservice. So yeah. Just remember, any ideas, pop it in the comments or the Discord. This Discord's a lot better because I've got that on both my main PC and on my laptop at the side, so I can respond pretty nippy. Right guys, look forward to next time. Later on this afternoon I'll be releasing the next episode to the other project as well, which will show the sprinting system and things like that. Alright, till next time, that's Syntax signing out. Thank you very much.